everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a full face get ready with me trying out the products that I hauled from the Sephora VIB sale. I posted this video a few days ago. I will have it linked down below, and I asked, because I have basically everything to complete a full face, I asked if you would want to see like a get ready with me style video, and the overwhelming majority of people said yes. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, so why don't we go ahead and get started. So like I said, if you missed my haul video, I will have it linked down below, but I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. I have the new Too Faced Natural Loves face palette, a new bronzer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm also going to be trying out the Influencer Foundation from Sunday Riley, the Flawless Fusion Concealer from Laura Mercier, and then I have two lip options. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with yet, depending on how the eye look turns out, but those are some of the products I'm going to be testing out. Mostly everything is going to be a first impression in today's video because I just got my package in the other day. I have tried the Anastasia bronzer once and also the Laura Mercier concealer twice, so I can give ish feedback on it. But like with all of my hauls, I come back in a couple weeks and I do review everything. So I know some people are saying I think a follow-up review video would be more helpful than the first impressions, but I will do that. I do that automatically with my hauls or first impression videos. But I thought it could be fun to just kind of get my thoughts on it, apply on camera, show you guys how they're applying and all of that. So I'm actually going to start off with the eyes, and I'm using the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette like I said. Here is what she looks like. These are $27. You do get a mirror with it. This is my third one from Huda Beauty. I really like these palettes. I think they're a great value. I really like the colors in here, and I know I want to play with some of the shimmers. So I want to go ahead and do my eyes first. Alright, I got you zoomed in and got my ears on, and I do have eyelid primer on. So coming into the palette, I'm just going to take this white shade down here with my Moda Super Crease brush, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid to set the primer. And then I'm going to come in with this pinky shade right here and the Sigma E40. Everything that I'm using will be linked down below, brushes included. So I'm going to work this into the crease. And I'm going to try something a little bit different. If you watched my last kind of tutorial style-ish video, I don't really call my videos tutorials because I don't know what I'm doing, but I was trying shades from a palette that I've never used before, and I was also trying a technique that I'm not super familiar or comfortable with, and honestly I got so much good feedback on that video. That video almost did not get posted. I was really nervous about it just because I was so not sure of what I was doing, so I was uncomfortable. So I was just kind of nervous about it, but I got a lot of good feedback on it. Really, that feedback kind of gave me like encouragement and motivation to continue to try new things, even if I'm on camera and even if I don't really know what I'm doing, sort of thing. So thank you guys, because I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I've kind of been doing this style a little bit more off camera, but I'm going to see how I can do it on camera. And though I'm nervous because the looks don't always turn out how I think they're going to turn out, but we're just going to go ahead and give it a try. So actually what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab this deeper shade right here, and I'm going to use a small brush. This is a pencil brush from Bdellium Tools, and what I'm going to do is kind of like draw a line in the crease here. Might look harsh for a little bit, but I come in and blend a little bit later. So I'm just kind of adding that deeper color into the crease. And I'm going to take the same Sigma brush. I'm going to grab out this middle shade here, the brown, and I'm just going to kind of come a little bit higher than I put that pink. And then I'm just going to kind of blend that. This is where I get a little bit nervous, so I'm going to come back in with my concealer and I'm going to kind of like cut the crease. I'm not great at this yet. I'm still learning, but I'm going to give it a try. So I'm using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer and the Morphe G20. So I just put a bit of concealer on the brush, and then I'm going to put the concealer on the middle of my eye here. I'm going to look up like everyone says to do. And then I'm going to take the concealer all the way to the inner part of my eye and kind of drag it over to where I meet that mark that I made. I'm just going to kind of fill it in here, and then I'm going to put a shimmer on top of that concealer. That's about where I'm going to keep the concealer. Again, I don't think I'm like an expert by any means like this. I wouldn't even say I'm like advanced yet, but I'm having fun doing this, and I feel like it makes the shimmers like pop even more, and I just feel like it makes a cool effect here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye as well. So once I have the concealer placed on, I'm gonna come over with the shimmer. I'm trying to decide which shimmer I want to do. I think I'm gonna do this one right here. And I'm gonna take my Sigma E55, and I do have it sprayed with some setting spray. And then I'm just gonna place that over where I have the concealer. Feels a little funny to be doing an all pink look because I'm currently watching the live stream of the Royals. They just had their baby boy. So exciting, but I mean, I don't really know I don't really know how I would not do a pink look with this palette. So there's that, but I'm just kind of taking my time here and just making sure the concealer is fully covered with this shimmer. And then just to make sure everything's blended, I'm just gonna come back in with that Sigma brush and do a little blending. So that's where I'm gonna leave the eyes for now. I have just a little bit of fallout underneath my eyes, but nothing too crazy. But again, that's why I wanted to do my eyes first before my face. So I'm just gonna wipe that away and add some face primer, and then we'll keep it moving. So I do like to do some of my face before I finish off the eyes, so we'll come back to that in a little bit. But I like to have like my foundation, my concealer. I like to use my concealer to help like clean up these outer edges here and have it down before I do any lower lash line work. So I have my face primed, and now I'm gonna come in with the Influencer foundation from Sunday Riley. I have mine in the shade 140. It says it's clean, long wear foundation. It's natural looking, long wear, lightweight feel, satin to matte finish, and medium to full coverage. It does have a pump on it, so I'm just using this is an original beauty blender actually. And I'm just gonna do a few pumps there. I don't know what I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm not sure how the shade match is going to be, but we'll go ahead and see. So I'm just gonna start to blend that onto the skin. This is a new foundation from Sunday Riley, and it just intrigued me because Sunday Riley is known for their skincare, and this is supposed to be, it's supposed to have like good ingredients as well for your skin and all of that. So I was curious to give this a shot. I said I haven't used this yet, so let's see what I think of it. I think the shade, yeah, especially on camera because I do have a ring light on, it looks really, really light. So might not be the best shade match. Just like one small pump more. Ooh, okay. It's kind of like a runny, like it's a very liquidy foundation, if you can tell on my sponge there, but I'm just gonna try to build it up a little bit and see how that goes. I kind of struggled a little bit with the shade match because I think this one is like light with neutral undertones or something like that, but I couldn't find a light to medium with neutral undertones. Everything else had an undertone that I think wouldn't have worked for me, so I went with this one. But I might have to exchange a shade, especially if we're gonna enter you know, warmer weather and whatnot. But I don't know, we'll see. It's blending out really easily on the skin. You know, I came back just to build it out just a little bit more. It says it's medium to full. So I have dry skin, and I'm kind of noticing that it looks kind of drier up here. It looks a little dry around my nose as well. I don't usually have that. Huh. It's a satin matte finish, and usually I typically stay away from matte foundations because I don't love the way that they look on my skin. But when this one said satin matte, I thought I would still be able to give it a try, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. This is first time trying it on and all that fun stuff. And like I said, I'll come back in a couple weeks to give my full review on everything. So I'll just have to see how it lasts and all of that fun stuff. I don't think the shade match looks quite as intense when I'm not in front of my ring light, but I do have that going, so I think it's kind of like making me look a little bit lighter. It's still pretty light for me. Again, I had the shade 140 if that helps for shade match, but we'll just go ahead and see. But I'm gonna put my concealer on next. So I got the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. I've tried this one twice and I really, really like it. So here's what the applicator looks like. It's flat on both sides there. And yeah, I've been really liking this one. I have the shade 2N, which is supposed to be too neutral. Kind of is a little bit yellow for me, but that's okay. I'm just gonna do one side at a time here, but this was one I was saying in my haul that I decided to take out of my cart, but so many people had commented in that video saying either you tried this concealer or someone you know tried this concealer and they really liked it, so I put it back in my cart. And so far, I'm really glad that I did. I'm gonna use it just to kind of clean up these eyeshadows out here. It looks to be very full coverage, which I like in a concealer. I like the shade, I feel like the shade match works pretty well for me. I didn't notice a lot of creasing, but it makes the under eyes look very smooth. So again, this is just gonna be my third time trying it on, but so far what I've been able to tell, I think it looks really good, and I think it lasts a long time. I got ready the other morning at 9 o'clock to get ready for my friend's baby shower, and I didn't come home until after 10, and my under eyes still looked really good. A weird thing, but I feel like the wand's kind of bendy. Like, did you see when I did that? Like, the wand's a little bit on the bendy side, and I feel like it's nice for applying it to the skin. It's kind of a weird thing, but it was something that I noticed. I noticed that's pretty good at covering up blemishes as well, so I'm just gonna put a little bit over the red marks. And I think I have one here on my forehead too. Fun. So my camera was cooling down. I went ahead and set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I've been testing this one out. So like I said, I'll keep trying out the concealer, but so far so good for me. So I'm going to bronze next. There is a bronzer in the Too Faced palette, but I want to try this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I picked up my shade in Tawny, and like I said, I did try this once before so far, just over the weekend. I gave it a shot, and I felt like it looked a little orange on me. So I want to try again just to see what's going on here. I'm going to use my Sigma F30 and just go ahead and bronze up the skin here. And I definitely need it because I do feel like that foundation is pretty light. So I did feel like when I used it though, I felt like it was pretty pigmented. I also felt like it blended fairly smoothly. I just wasn't quite sure on the coloring. I am going to be really sad if it's too orange for me though, because I was really excited about these bronzers, and it's $28 for a bronzer. You know, of course I got actually this one I ordered from Ulta, so I got it for 20% off, which is awesome, but still, I want my makeup to look good on me, not orange. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this shade is not looking good. So yeah, other than the coloring, which I'm unsure about, I like it. I'm just not sure if it's pulling too orange on me. I do want to move on to blush next, so I am going to come into the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. I haven't used this one yet. I think she is a beauty. So like I said, we do have bronzer shades in here, but I really want to give that Anastasia one another try. I'm going to use a blush and a highlight out of this one. I want to use this blush here in Pink Sand. It looks like a really pretty, like, deep neutral blush. I'm going to use the Sigma F40. Ooh. That's a really pretty blush. It's pigmented without being like too overbearing, and it's pink without being like too pink. I like that one. Someone who likes to do my highlight last, like I always do highlight and then lip, and that's how I finish off my looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my brows off camera. I didn't pick up any new brow pencils or anything, so I'm gonna let my camera cool down for a little bit, and then we'll come back to finish off the eyes. The brows are on, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the eyes. I'm going to put some of this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Heartless into my waterline. It's just a really pretty, like, soft pink, kind of metallic pink. And coming back into the Huda palette, I'm gonna use the first shade that I put into my crease, and I'm just gonna use that same Bdellium Tools pencil brush, and I'm just going to sweep this lightly on the lower lash line. I don't mind if those two colors mix, which is why I'm using the same brush. Then I'm going to grab a Morphe M507, and I'm going to pick up the shade here on the end, and I'm just going to also sweep that on the lower lash line and kind of blend those colors together. Then I'm going to pick up this first shimmer here with the Morphe E36, and I'm going to pop that into the inner corner. I'm going to take the same brush and the white shade, and I'm just going to kind of lightly run that along the brow bone, because sometimes when I'm blending I can make the crease shades go pretty high. I am going to add some lashes, but that takes me a while, and I haven't picked out my style of lashes, and my camera has a little bit more juice to it before it's going to overheat again. So I'm going to come back into the Too Faced Natural Face Palette, and I'm going to highlight before I finish off the look. So I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of Satin Sheets from the Too Faced palette. I'm going to use a Bdellium Tools. I think this is a tapered contour brush. Yeah, it's the 944, but I like to use it for highlighting. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this to the cheekbones. Ooh, that has a lot of gold in it, actually. More than I would have thought. Maybe a little bit extra. I'm going to add some Starlight to it as well and see. That's pretty. I do have some texture over here, which it's highlighting because that's its job. It's okay because otherwise I feel like that's showing up really well. That looks really nice. It doesn't seem like it is too powdery or anything. I like that. I'm gonna slide the brush down the bridge of my nose and then the tip of my nose. I really like that highlight. It looks nice. So I'm going to pop on some lashes, spray my face, and then we'll come back and finish it off with a lip color. Alrighty, so I added the Morphe Chummy lashes, one of my favorite pair of lashes, and I'm gonna finish it off with a lip color. So it was between Kat Von D Bow and Arrow and then Lawless Beauty Cameron, but Cameron is more of a pink nude, while Kat Von D is more of like a brown nude. So I'm gonna go with Cameron. These Lawless Beauty lipsticks are some of my favorites. They're super pricey though, so I only wanna purchase them when I'm gonna get some sort of discount on them. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply Cameron to the lips. After the lip color, this is going to do it for my get ready with me trying out all of the items that I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. To kind of run through everything, I love the eyeshadow palette. Again, the Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes are not new to me, but I'm excited that the Mauve palette lives up to the smoky and also the warm browns. I really like this pink look. If you are into pinks right now, because I am, like, it's just my vibe at the moment, pinks and mauves, then that's going to be a great palette for you. Foundation, I'm a little bit unsure about. It kind of was looking a little bit dry in some areas. The color match I don't think is absolutely like 100%, but I don't think it's like the worst thing either. But I'll just kind of have to see how it wears throughout the day and of course try it more than one time. But I thought it blended out easily onto the skin. I just kind of got to see, you know, I just got to try it more, of course. The Laura Mercier concealer I'm really loving. Today is going to be the third time that I'm trying it out, but I think it's full coverage. It smooths out the under eyes. I don't see a lot of creasing with it. I don't think I need to bake with a loose powder. I've just used the Laura Mercier because I'm trying that one out right now, but even if I just set it with like a pressed powder really lightly, I'm not finding much with creasing and it seems to hold up really well throughout the entire day. The Anastasia bronzer, what do you guys think? I know, like I said, I have my ring light on, which sometimes can make the lighting funny, but I feel like when I first apply it, it looks orange on me, but then like once I do the rest of my face, I feel like it's not as noticeable, but I'm not sure. You can let me know if you think I'm crazy and you're like, no girl, that's an orange bronzer. I would love to know. Again, I have the shade Tawny. I'm just a little unsure about that one. Definitely needed to give it a few more tries. Right off the bat, the Too Faced and Natural Face palette really impressed me. I thought the blush was really beautiful and the highlight I think is super stunning. So I'm excited to try out more in that palette. Then the lip color, again, Lawless Beauty. I am not new to their liquid lipsticks and I think it's a fantastic formula and I'm loving the color of Cameron. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Of course, I'll be back in a couple weeks here to give my full review on everything that I purchased from the haul. I have a couple other skincare items as well that I'll be reviewing in that video that I am testing out. But I thought it would be fun to try everything on today and come up with this pink makeup look. Other than that, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.